Namaste viewers, welcome to BRICS TV Bharat, your trusted voice for global affairs, geopolitics and strategic dialogues, shaping the world order and bringing in depth analysis and experts' insights into today's most critical developments. From high-level diplomatic talks to global security strategies, we keep you informed with credible and unbiased reporting. Stay with us as we decode the latest interactions between world leaders and their impact on international relations. This is BRICS TV Bharat, where global perspectives are met with informed discourse. In high-stakes diplomatic engagements, US President Donald Trump has recently held pivotal discussions with Russian President and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Concurrently, NATO defense ministers convened in Brussels to discuss pressing security concerns. These interactions have profound implications for international relations, global security, and economic partnerships. Trump-Putin dialogue, a new chapter in US-Russia relations on February 12, 2025. President Trump and President Putin engaged in a lengthy and highly productive phone call, making the first direct communication between the two leaders since 2022. The chief concern of their discussion was the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Both leaders expressed a mutual desire to initiate immediate negotiations to cease hostilities. They also extended mutual invitations to visit each other's countries, signaling a potential thaw in US-Russia relations. Following the call, President Trump announced plans to meet President Putin in Saudi Arabia to further these negotiations. This development has raised concerns among European allies and Ukraine, who fear being sidelined in the peace process. Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky emphasized that any talks should not proceed without Ukraine's direct involvement, cautioning against placing undue trust in President Putin's intentions. NATO defense ministers meeting in Brussels. Concurrently, on February 13, 2025, NATO defense ministers congregated in Brussels to prepare for the upcoming NATO summit in The Hague. The meeting, chaired by NATO Secretary General, addressed key issues including defense spending, industrial capacity, and continued support for Ukraine. US Secretary of Defense underscored the need for European allies to assume greater responsibility for their defense, advocating for their increased military spending to at least 5% of GDP. He reiterated the US stance that NATO membership for Ukraine is unrealistic in the current context and that efforts to restore Ukraine's pre-2014 borders would likely prolong the conflict. This position has elicited concern among European allies who stress the importance of Ukraine's involvement in peace negotiations. Trump-Modi meeting. Strengthening US-India ties. On February 13, 2025, President Trump hosted Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the White House. The leaders discussed a comprehensive roadmap for enhancing military and trade collaboration. The US aims to increase weapon sales to India, including potential F-35 jet sales under a new 10-year defense cooperation framework. Both leaders committed to doubling bilateral trade to $500 billion by 2030, addressing high tariffs on American cars and facilitating US universities to establish campuses in India. While the meeting was hailed as a success in bolstering US-India relations, it notably avoided discussions on human rights and the treatment of minorities, areas where both leaders have faced criticism. The omission reflects a broader trend in President Trump's foreign policy, often prioritizing strategic interests over values-based concerns. Implications and future outlook. These diplomatic engagements underscore a significant shift in US foreign policy under President Trump, characterized by a pragmatic approach emphasizing strategic partnerships and burden sharing among allies. The outreach to President Putin suggests a willingness to reset US-Russia relationships, through it raises concerns about the potential marginalization of European allies and Ukraine in the peace process. The NATO meeting highlighted the US administration's expectation for European allies to take greater responsibility for their defense, a stance that may redefine transatlantic security dynamics. Meanwhile, the deepening of US-India ties reflects a mutual recognition of the strategic and economic benefits of closer collaboration, even as it sidesteps contentious issues related to human rights. As this development unfolds, the international community will closely monitor the outcomes of the proposed US-Russia negotiations, the evolution of NATO's strategic posture, and the trajectory of US-India relations. The breakthrough of these initiatives will hinge on the ability of the involved parties to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes, balance competing interests, and uphold the principles of international cooperation and mutual respect. And with that, we conclude this special edition on BRICS TV Bharat, where we bring you exclusive updates on most pressing global discussions. From the pivotal Trump-Putin dialogue to NATO strategic recalibration and deepening US-India partnerships, today developments signal crucial shifts in international diplomacy. We will continue to bring you comprehensive insights as these stories unfold. Until next time, stay informed and stay empowered. This is Professor Dr. Srinivasan signing off from BRICS TV Bharat, bringing the world closer one story at a time. Jai Hind.